Welcome back, Cookie. Isn't it nice to see you over there? This is the Bitcoin chart. It's a very sexy chart because we crossed through my magical number. Let me take you into this. You see this number here? It was about $22,100. You see this line? This is what we call a SuperTrend. And all a SuperTrend does is, this is default settings. It basically just get a band and it says, well, the average band is like this. And what it does is, it says, okay, we're going to multiply it by 3 and we're going to put it on the outside perimeters. So you're not going to see the middle part. You're just going to see these 3 bands, right? And it says, well, if the market price goes below it, this is very significant. We're bearish. Or if we cross above the band, we're bullish because it's 3 times the ATR. The bigger the time frame, the more significant the move. This is a W for friend. That's right. We're changing the rules here. W for weekly time frame. You see it crossed. Go give you a buy signal. Now, don't trade off these because you're going to hurt yourself. All right, please. Buy. We should rename this from buy to just feel bullish. That's all it really should translate to. Don't actually click buy because of these. Though you can on huge time frames, by the way. Weekly time frames plus, it works more often than it doesn't. And we're still bullish for Bitcoin. So that's where the market's going. But what about the undertone? See, look, if you check out the weekly for this, it's actually super giga awesome. This was a fake out. This was the top of 2021, okay? But every other time I call it proc. Every time we proc bullish, man, we had a run here of 500%. See, this one was a scam. This one was only a 27% run. But if you even go back to 2019, the run up to the top was 162%. So even if Bitcoin, let's say Bitcoin just does an 80% run, oh, friends, that's like 40,800. That's exactly where I kind of think we're going before the Bitcoin halving. And this run was absolutely nuclear. This was the run after the Mt. Gox collapse. You know, this was huge. Obviously, we're not going to get this, friends. Like a 62. This is a 62x. We're not getting that. We are not getting that. But even this one, man, you can see this is 580%. So obviously the returns are diminishing, but we take it seriously. Once you cross this on the weekly time frame, it's time to get bullish. Start to feel bullish in your loins, in your ovaries, in your rib cage. But is that enough? I want to show you this tweet I have, friends. We're going to read through this together. Why? I love you, you love me. Friendship, kindness. This is a very friendly and gentle reminder out there because I can read the crowd and everyone's in so much disbelief that the Fed just printed so much money for their balance sheet that they removed 50% of the tightening barrier that they did this whole cycle in a weekend. 50% of it gone. That's like I build a wall around your home and I spend the whole year building it, and then you come and you just fart and half of the wall is gone in a weekend. What would you think about that wall? You'd think I really do have a peanut brain. There's nothing else left standing. So if you just translate this to the monetary system, it's the exact same thing. You're like, wait a minute. You were meant to be tightening for a year, which is what you did, and now you undid it in like 48 hours. That's how bad the situation's got. And you got to understand this. People are in so much disbelief that the media, what they do is, friends, because when they print money, the US Fed, they make a new Microsoft Excel column. I'm not joking, by the way. Effectively, this is what they do. They literally make a new column on their worksheet, and they just call it like, you know, A, B, C, D, E, 1, 2, 3, just a new name. It's always a new 4-letter acronym, and they call it something else, and they print money, and they just say, okay, this is the money we're going to use to print, and then we're going to buy up bank 1, 2, and 5 today, and we're going to take off their toxic ballots. That's all that happens. And then in 2 months, it's another 4-letter word. Because it's all about a perception of value game. What are we measuring the perception of value? The US dollar, the fiat Ponzi system. Let's read and continue together. So for crypto to pump, friends, we don't actually need the US Fed to print money. You don't actually need them. And why I've said this is don't fool yourself. Don't think like, oh my God, but it's not QE and they're not printing out money and they're not giving it out to poor people to go and spend directly. Who cares? Do you even know why crypto was invented in the first place? It's the police check on governments. How much value would you give to the army of a country, even though they haven't gone to war in like 40 years? Think about it. Would you give them value? Will you say, well, you haven't even fought a war? Just think about that for a second. Because Bitcoin and crypto, we are that army. And it's funny, it's like people say, well, you haven't fought a war in 18 months. That's it. And they're like, well, you're never going to fight a war again. And we'll say, well, I beg to differ. We are going to fight wars again. They will print money again. You don't actually need them to print money. You just, look at this next part, friends. This is juice for you. This is orange juice with 5 ice cubes in there. This is such high level. This is why I love you guys. We just need everyone out there to think that they have to print money. That's actually all you need. Next line. Because there's $40 trillion out there. I looked it up. Google. All right, Google. Minimum. This is the ones they tell us about. This is the ones that we can see. There is $40 trillion of US cash floating out there. Looking for a home. Open your door. Here's Shillem Dafoe's face. Open the door, friends. Please, here's your home. This is going to be a little open door, and this is the closed part of it. Please, here's your little window. Just open the door and let the money come in. That's all we're waiting for. Crypto's 1 trillion. There's 40 trillion out there floating. You don't actually need all of it to like sit there. You just need a few. You just need a few people to think, well, I kind of think they're going to print money, so I may as well just allocate my cash, my capital now. It's beautiful. You know, by the way, but just letting you know, I can only sit here. And by the way, I'm wearing an open shirt singlet because I went to the beach today and my boobies are hanging out. So I haven't even had a shower yet. And I was so motivated to tell you guys this. This is so important. We can only afford to sit here with this conviction because we're so early. Because I'm so early. You're still early in the right things. If you fast forward this game 5 to 8 years, next cycle, we don't know if we're this early, friends. Crypto might be 10 to 20 trillion. It might take a lot more money to move it. Your gains are going to be so much smaller. That's why I can say this I have like such strong belief now that you can make a lot of mistakes and still come out ahead. Now, I'm not telling you to go make mistakes. Don't go leverage trade. Don't go buying tops and bottoms. Don't go selling on a 2x. Don't allocate more than 5% to lottery tickets, especially now. Look at this. We are only 1 trillion in value still. It's all about perception of value. And never, ever, ever forget that. Ever. Oh, friends, we've got so much. Look at this. By the way, look at Mr. Defoe's shoes here. They're black. That's right. Okay, if you've been watching my videos, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Look, you're going to see a lot of people draw this chart. I've been watching it all of 2022, and I'm like, oh my God, they're going to wreck themselves so much. This is what the market does, friends. Let's read this together. So warning, this is a cuck alert. People who do this, just cucks, all right? They're cucks. They're going to get destroyed by buy and holding. This happens in stocks, Forex, every single asset class. I've been seeing it for 12 years, okay? This is not new to me, all right? By the way, this also happened in the 70s and the 80s. You know, when the stock market went sideways to nowhere, there were like bear kings who made huge industry brands and reputations off their names of just being mega giga bears. And then when the rally happened in the 1980s, they completely got blown apart and disappeared. Very interesting, right? So crypto is just repeating that. So look, when you see somebody draw a chart that goes up and U-turns to the floor, it's always somebody who is completely unallocated. Every single time, okay? Most of the time, 99%. I just want you to know. It's not like they're like, oh, this person was long, but now they've had some epiphany. No, they're doing USD, man. So I'm not saying they're wrong or right. I'm just letting you know they are just the polar opposite of a moon boy. Okay? They're playing the same game. Don't think they're not playing the game. They're playing the game too. So they are look at this part. They're in disbelief and they're begging for capitulation because they missed the generational bottom. It's true. It's true, okay? Let's go through these bullet points, friends. Look at this. We're going to read this together. Okay, look. People draw charts like this are, one, they're in disbelief. Of course, they're like, oh, we can't possibly go up. The economy's bad. They're in disbelief. Okay. 2, mostly allocated to USD. Very true. 3, they're waiting for the Fed to cut rates. Why? Because they want confirmation. You know why? They want 40% of the move to happen for them to buy from 0.40% to 0.70%, and then they exit. And then it goes the rest of the way. That's what they actually want. They're not really investing to make a lot of money. They're just investing for a momentum play. They're not even really investing, right? Just use the word trading. So they will underperform HODL. They will. They missed the big buy. Now they're nervous. Very true. Very true. Hey, redacted people bought Doge, made 220x. You think they're not angry about that? That's why these people were posting so many altcoins going down, because they missed so much. They missed so much. And they know it. Okay. And a lot of them, this is true, a lot of them have been in crypto for 4 years. They still haven't retired from trading. So, look, man, I've been trading since 2011. I know the game. All right. I know the game. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, make it. The other 950 don't. And then you look back and you're like, oh my God, all I had to do was allocate the capital I used for trading and hold for 10 years. And wow, it would have killed it. It's funny. We're in crypto. We have a vehicle to actually let you do that now, for friends. So, I even have another coin here. Just to give you an idea. An idea that it's not so easy. Still. We're still a bit early. We still need the market to recover. So I literally got told by a guy, he told me I should buy a coin. Radiant, RDNT. It's on Arbitrum. So I investigated it myself and it was already plus 800%. I was like, wow, what a scumbag. Send me to buy this after plus 800%. So then I literally discovered Radiant is nothing but they just tweaked Aave. It's an Aave fork. You can do bridging on it. And it's got 100% token inflation. So its token supply is going to double in like 9 months or 6 months. So in 2020, retailers got exploited by evil DeFi scum and influencers. Okay. I said won't repeat. No, the scum part will repeat, but retailer wave and adoption, it won't repeat again. They've lost too much money. The Ethereum lovers and all these other people, all these grifters, these scum, these influencers, they dumped on everyone, okay? So here I am showing you information. I'm like, oh, wow, this person told me this thing's the next big thing. You can see this team allocation and core treasury, they're giving themselves more tokens over time. You can see this line up here goes up to the right. That's the token emission. So I'm like, well, see, there's just a grift. There's just a scam everywhere. And here's the actual chart of it going up. Like, oh, wow. You will not. Where were all these people who were begging me to buy this coin down here? Where were you? I was here. I was yelling everywhere. I was telling you to buy in the depression. Oh, now you want to tell me after plus 800%. Oh, wow. Now it's so cheap, guys. Wow. No. They are wearing brown, crumpled slippers. They disgust me. I don't like it. I think a lot of you people, my friends, my family, you've been destroyed by people like this, okay? I think we've had enough. So one thing I like as well, we're moving through the cycle and I'm seeing patterns from before. So we're going to read through this quickly, this tweet, right? So Bitcoin and gold are both pumping together, okay? They might stop now, who cares? But they did pump together. It's good. I remember this happened in August 2020, right before the big moonshot, right? This is actually here, Bitcoin, right? Before a huge moon. So you can see it on the picture. So what followed was Ethereum and altcoin friendship and then an alt season later. Will it repeat again? Interesting to see this play. Just like, hey, some to happen again. You know, we like seeing that. We like seeing a bit of the shadows of the past come back, right? So ultimately, friends, at the end of the day, we're just going to finish with this. Global liquidity. So not the USM2, but you can grab the formula and you can grab all the major governments, their own liquidity supply. You basically just add up their fiat and it's net positive. So global liquidity is on the rise. China has done big stimulus and that's a big fat banana emoji because, man, China's stimulus was big because obviously the property Ponzi system needs to be propped up, right? So Bitcoin, and crypto, we should react positively to this and everything should flow eventually somehow. But like I said, you don't need it directly, friends. A lot of users are still in disbelief. That's okay because we're in that part of the cycle. A lot of you are saying the printing is different this time and it's got nothing to do with the stimulus and it's not QE. Well, yeah. It's true, but the market doesn't care. Like I said, it's all about perception of value. All we need is people to think they're going to print and then we have bullish crypto moves because people forecast the future. That's what happens. We might see something one day right? I know a lot of you don't agree, but I don't care because I got my boobies out. I got an open singlet right now. I don't really care. I've had my orange juice for the day, 5 ice cubes. I'm going to let you know, we probably see a day where the stock market goes down and then crypto just rallies. And then people rationalize it and they say something like, well, crypto is front running the stock market going down because they know they have to print. See, that narrative, even though I love it, it's a load of baloney as well. It's just a fugazi. People are just going to rationalize any candle move. If we go up, they're going to make a reason for it. If we go down, they are. You know, friends, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter, man. Like, you can look at this chart. I'm thankful. I'm thankful to Lord Satoshi and all us baby dolls in crypto that we are still propped green on the weekly super trend for Bitcoin. That's what I like to see. That tells me friendship and kindness is on the way. It really is. So the undertone is still bullish. You don't actually need them to print money. And please don't lose your position. Okay, I'm gonna call this. I'm telling you right now. I don't even care. By the way, do you think I'm gonna get bearish if Bitcoin does this? No, I'm gonna get more bullish. Okay, well, if this was the buy of a generation, this is the buy of your children, your grandchildren, and your great-grandchildren. This is a extraterrestrial generational buy down if we get down there, all right? So I'm not going to get weaker as the price go down. I get stronger, just to let you know, okay? This is the conviction we're dealing with here, okay? So at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what it does at this point. You know you have every single reason, every piece of evidence, all the conviction to guide you and say, well, I'm in and I'm not going to get out all of 2023, probably all of 2024. And you know that exit, that mysterious exit in 2025? We'll think about that next year. Don't even worry about that now. Your goal is to accumulate your position, to establish your position, or if you're holding, your plan is just to look at the facts and go, hey, we've been here before. Tell your mum and dad that you love them, friends. I'll catch you.